Well, hey everybody, this is Chris DeFurio with Keys to the Shop. Welcome to another edition of Shift Break. Today's episode is brought to you by the ground control Cyclops Brewer from the coffee geniuses over at Voga Coffee. This machine, the Cyclops Brewer, is pretty much single-handedly revolutionizing batch brew coffee. Their award-winning technology delivers precision and control over a range of flavors in your coffee that are just unbelievable. Just a few small tweaks and you could end up with a completely different coffee. It's unlike anything you've ever had before. The machine not only makes perfect batch brew coffee, but also tea, batched iced lattes, and batched cold brew. So there's a ton of versatility here. Visit groundcontrol.coffee to learn more about this wonderful machine. And if you want precision, quality, versatility, ease of use, and a real showpiece to provide your guests with a great next level coffee experience, then you need to get the Ground Control Cyclops Brewer for your shop. Again, learn more at groundcontrol.coffee. Today's episode is also brought to you by La Marzocco, who has been making espresso machines in Florence since 1927, a global standard for excellence, dependability, innovation. The list could go on. It's no wonder that La Marzocco is trusted by so many entrepreneurs. So many businesses are started with and have grown up with La Marzocco at the center of their operations, with machines like the KB90 that introduced straight-in locking portafilters for ergonomics, auto flush for cleanliness, and built-in scales for precision. They're continuing the tradition of innovation that makes coffee shop professionals truly successful. Now, La Marzocco is available to help you find the right machine for your shop. All you need to do is reach out to one of their salespeople by emailing info@lamarzocousa.com, and also check out their website over at lamarzocousa.com. Okay, everyone. Well, today I wanted to talk about latte art. I wanted to talk about why we should make everything like latte art. Let's dive into this a little bit. One of the things that I think is prevalent in the industry, when we get into coffee, we want to craft something. We want to work in an environment where we are like making a difference. We want to do something with our hands that creates something beautiful. And latte art lends itself so well to that. There is such a feeling of accomplishment when you struggle with the steaming of milk, when you pour and you can't get anything and you just break through and you get that first leaf or that first heart, and then you make a tulip, and then you create other designs on top of that, and then you see all these posts about crazy latte art all over the place. You know, I myself am a 3-time past champion of latte art and a longtime judge, now head judge at the Coffee Fest World Latte Art Open, and we see such an incredible community gathered around latte art, and the art itself, the designs that are being made, are just next level. They're so good. And people are so inspired in their roles as baristas by other baristas who show them things like amazing latte art, especially. So much so that those of us who have experience in management, we have to kind of temper it a little bit and get a little bit of control over people because it can get out of hand. We're like, why are you so fixated on latte art? Why not, be fixated on customer experience or cleaning the condiment bar or showing up for work on time or some, any number of things that we can point to. For most baristas, we don't really have to get them into latte art. It's a natural drug, basically. And so the question is, why? Why is this the case? Why do baristas naturally gravitate towards latte art and then trying to perfect it without really much encouragement from you or I or anybody in authority? Well, in my opinion, this is basically a kind of internal competition people have with themselves. You get a feeling of accomplishment and gives you a point of control as a barista, and it's tangible. You can see how much better you are at latte art every time you pour. You can also see how little progress you've made with latte art, of course, but when you get better, it's obvious that you've got better, and you can pull out your phone, you can take a picture of it. I don't really like that on bar, just putting that out there. But the point is, when you do better, there's an immediate feedback that you've done better, and you are trying to create something that you're in control of. Now, for most baristas, they don't really feel in control of their environment. Well, they're told what to do all the time. They have a certain set of rules and a certain set of, lists that they have to follow. There's recipes. And so their job is to do the thing, right? They don't really get to deviate from that. When it comes to latte art, there's a little bit of self-expression. There's a little bit of artistry there. And they take personal pride in that. And on top of it, like I said, there is an immediate feedback that they get when they need a little bit more work or they are doing well and better. And the community of latte art is definitely there to help support them. They can go online and see immediately, hey, these people are doing really good latte art, and I'm pretty close to that, or that's something I can shoot for. Now, I ask this question why, because I think there's something to be learned from this when it comes to other aspects of the coffee bar that you wish you could get your staff to focus on the way that they do with latte art. It's not because they're immature. I think it's because maybe we haven't matured to the point of offering the same kind of benefits in other areas of work as latte art offers to the barista. So let's talk first about immediate feedback. Everybody wants to do a good job at work. It's hard to know if you're doing a good job, though, if you don't get communication very often. If you don't really know what the goal is, and it hasn't been stated clearly what the expectation is for the level of cleanliness you're supposed to achieve, the kind of service you're supposed to offer, if it's not modeled really clearly, then you're not going to know if you've achieved it or not. And if you're not achieving it, you don't know how far you have to go to achieve it. As opposed to latte art, you can obviously see it. So these are invisible things as far as standards go that you have to make visible through communication. You've got to demonstrate what these things look like, because it's not like you can take a picture of a great service experience. I mean, maybe you can take a picture of a really clean bar. I mean, that may be a great idea and say, well, this is what it's supposed to look like. But the immediate feedback part is not just about them knowing what the standard is and trying to achieve it. It's also about community. So you have people that will really appreciate your latte art. Everybody loves latte art. You see people just fawn over designs on the bar as customers. Your coworkers are like, wow, that was really good. It makes you feel great. Now, if we had our peers and our managers and owners communicating with the same enthusiasm to us how good we did with a service experience or with cleaning or the closing shift or interstaff conflict or whatever it is that you think that you want your baristas to be focused on other than latte art, that would actually start to make a big difference, right? And then not only is the community important, but it is giving people the tools to be able to accomplish what they need to accomplish. Latte art, you need a pitcher, you need cups, you need espresso, an opportunity to do it, and you've got everything there at your disposal to create latte art, and so you can practice all the time. Now, if you want people to be better at certain tasks and you haven't really outfitted them with the resources to do it, you should listen to our resourcing episode, which I'll link to in the show notes here. But asking them to do various parts of their job related to service or operation of the bar and not giving them the tools to do it well is like saying make latte art without a pitcher. If you take the tool away, you take the opportunity away. So if you want them to succeed on their cash register, but you haven't officially trained them how to answer questions customers are going to have, and you haven't really coached them along and given them the tools to be poised and professional and fast and help them grow in that way, then they feel like the pursuit of that thing is not within their control and they will not rise to the occasion. This is why people gravitate towards the espresso machine. It is there, it makes espresso and it steams milk and they can make latte art. It is the locus of control on the coffee bar where everything else outside the coffee bar feels out of control. And the difference will be made based on how much we make other work on the bar like latte art. We give them that immediate feedback in a clearly seen, demonstrated, communicated goal. We give them a community of support that is affirming, coaching, helping, lifting up. And then we make sure that they have the tools to practice and do well, whether that's time, attention, literal tools, whatever it is. Once we set those things up, you're going to start to see people flourish in those areas, and you're not going to have to be the one to keep saying, well, don't focus so much on latte art, focus on these things. Again, I think the goal should be look at what is attractive about latte art, take it, apply it to other areas of the bar and the work of the bar, and see the kind of difference that it makes in your staff. I think it's going to raise everybody's game, and it won't just be the drinks that are really beautiful. It'll be the experience of working in this coffee bar that is beautiful also. So that is it today, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me, and I will see you here next week on another edition of Shift Break. From keys to the shop.